Eastern Montana, big sky country, one of the largest mule deer populations in the country. And whenever I got an invite from buddies to come up there and hunt their family's ranch, I jumped at the chance.
Okay, he's only 225 yards. I'm standing up.
McWhorter Custom Rifles presents
This week we're heading to the Badlands of Eastern Montana to hunt big mule deer with our good friends and clients. I've got my trusty 6.5 Weatherby all dialed in, ready to go. Cold fronts moving in. I can't wait to see what we find this week.
Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, Macmillan Fiberglass Stocks, Swarovski Optique, and Barber Creek Shooting Academy.
Well, we finally made it. We're in Billings, Montana. We've only got 3 hours left on our journey, and we're gonna be hunting big deer tomorrow morning. We're meeting our good buddy Bubba here this morning, the day before the season opens, and we're ready to go. Tomorrow, opening day here in Montana. We're here in late October, which is pre-rut. Normally these guys told us, to try and come up mid-November, but unfortunately for my schedule, I had to come late October. But fortunate for us is we had a big cold snap move in, got real cold, and the bucks are up on their feet. For this hunt, I brought a 6.5 Weatherby shooting 140 grain burgers at about 3,200 feet a second, which is a perfect caliber and bullet combination for this country that we're hunting. A lot of flat country, long range shooting. It's just a perfect combination. All right, here we are, opening morning in Montana. We're ready to get after it. Deer season is open today. We got our pit crew out here washing the windows because I think it's going to be cold and windy. We might be doing a little truck time this morning, doing a little glassing, but we're ready to get after them and see what we can do. It doesn't take long, we start seeing deer and a bunch of deer. And the more you glass, the more deer you see, it seems like. So we're really gonna keep in our Swarovskis and do a lot of work glassing today. First evening here in Montana, we pulling into this pasture to glass a wheat field or alfalfa field, and there's a whole bunch of deer down in this draw. We don't know what they are. We're gonna slip up here and see what's in there. Hopefully there's a big buck. Wind is rolling still, so okay. Bunch of does and one little buck, looks like. I can just barely see him. We'll slip on up here a little closer.
some more deer coming up the hill.
Saw a ton of deer this evening, just not a shooter. High hopes for tomorrow though. This weather's supposed to break tonight, kind of get a little sunshine tomorrow. It's still going to be windy and cold. Actually colder tomorrow, but not as much wind. But sun's going to shine. I think the deer will start walking. They was pinned down all day today. They're just now starting to get up. So got a group of mule deer down here and some whitetails. So first come, first serve.
This segment of Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by Revolution Safe Company, inspired by Pendleton, rotating gun management made simple.
Well, here we are in Montana. This is the morning of day 2, and it is cold, down in the 20s. Winds blowing about 15 mile an hour out of the north, so that's a lot better than 40 mile an hour yesterday. So we're looking forward to it. Day 2, here we come. Bucks are out. Wind is still ripping it, blowing like crazy. So we just saw a nice little buck, 4x3, just a nice young buck, but it's looking good. We're gonna go back to the canyon where we saw the big buck yesterday and see what we can do.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna slip over the hill and try and glass. The sun's shining today, so hopefully we'll have a little bit better visibility instead of blowing snow like yesterday. So. There's a lot of deer up on their feet, so all we gotta have is the right one. Slip on up there.
Well, here we are, the morning of day 3. We walk outside and it is snowing like a booger. Gonna be interesting. Wind's still blowing. Gonna be cold, but looked at the phone this morning. It's October 28th, and that is my lucky deer killing day. So we're gonna get one done today. Today is the day, we hope. All right, so we got a buck spotted, old buck over there, but he don't look like he's a whole lot. He's almost 1,100 yards, but we're just gonna get down off this rock and slide down over here and close the distance in half on that buck, make for sure he ain't nothing, and hopefully he's got a partner laying around there. So beautiful morning, wind's not blowing, nothing like it was. Just really nice morning. I think we're gonna get it done.
Precision Hunting TV is also brought to you by Extreme Wildlife Adventures, Hoff Power Auto and Outdoor Stores, Surge Pro by Biofac Crop Care, and Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue.
Hey, James at Barber Creek Long Range Shooting School. Today we're going to cover a subject that a lot of people like to talk about and don't really understand, and that is spin drift. When the bullet leaves the barrel at about 266,000 revolutions per minute RPMs, because right-hand twist barrel, the bullet is slightly tilted to the right and up, and that's called basically a yaw of repose, so it hits the mass of air and forces it off to the right. Every caliber is different. The 6.5 Creedmoor we're shooting today with 135 grain Berger Classic Hunter has about 6.7 inches of spin drift to the right, which means in a zero wind day like it is right now, because we're shooting at like 8 o'clock in the morning, there's a reason for that, because there's no wind right now. Our bullet with no wind will strike to the right of the bullseye at 1,000 yards. Now, keep in mind what you're going to notice, we've seen this over and over here because we do this all the time. We're going to be about 8.5 inches to the right at 1,000 yards. Now, that is including spin drift and basically what's called horizontal Coriolis, the Earth's rotation. In the northern hemisphere, horizontal Coriolis is going to spin us off to the right. So it's an addition to the spin drift. Here we go, I'm gonna have Alan shoot. And again, keep in mind, it's 6.7 inches of spin drift, and then we're gonna have a little bit of horizontal Coriolis. So here we go, Alan. 2 shots. All right, Keith, where'd he hit on that one?
He's right at 3/4, 8 inches.
Okay. All right, Alan, let's do one more shot. Still no wind?
Still no wind.
All right.
That one impacted about a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch above the last one.
Okay. All right, so we got 2 shots down range at 1,000 yards, and it struck to the right. Like Keith thinks it's right around 3/4 minute, which is probably correct. That sounds about right. That's spin drift and a little bit of horizontal Coriolis. We're gonna jump in the buggy, run down here and take a look, and then we'll talk to you down range. All right, out here at 1,000 yards, and you can see that we are just about 8 3/4 inches, which is about right for spin drift, and there is a little bit of horizontal Coriolis. So, and horizontal Coriolis in the northern hemisphere is going to bring us to the right. The reality, if you turned off, went to applied ballistics, or you went into the ballistic rangefinder, turned off horizontal Coriolis, the reality is it'd be right around 6 inches, give or take, so, which is normal. So. But anyway, we can kind of see what spin drift does. You can see a little bit of horizontal Coriolis. I know we didn't discuss it in this segment, but it's in there. This has to be accounted for. Is it a miss on an elk? No. Is it a miss on a deer? Well, possibly if it's coming, if it's looking this way.
Well, the rangefinder would have told us to hold 3
it would.
minute left.
Yeah,
it would have been right there below. So.
And that's why we run ballistic programs and ballistic rangefinder. So. Hey, that's another downrange shooting tip from James and Alan at Barber Creek Long Range Shooting School. Thanks for joining us.
Got about halfway from where we was at. Got over here about 550 yards of these bugs. One of them is looks like it's just a great big 2x2, wide, big deer. And the other one is like a 2x3 or something, but both big mature deer, but not what we're looking for. I know they're here though. We hunted hard on this hunt, daylight to dark every day. Weather was tough and cold. We saw a lot of bucks, a lot of good bucks. Actually passed a couple that we might not have should have.
Precision Hunting TV is also brought to you by Borton Accuracy, Trigger Tech, Brooks Barrels, Capstone Precision Group, Hawkins Precision, and Revolution Safe Company. This segment of Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue.
Snowing again, imagine that. Here we are in eastern Montana hunting the Badlands, and it has been bad. The weather is cold, windy, snowy, but we're gonna hang in there. Today is day 4. We're ready to get after it. We're going back in this canyon where we saw all those bucks yesterday and the day before and the day before that. So we're going in. This is our last evening hunt. We can hunt a little bit tomorrow morning, and we're gone. We got to go southbound. So we're going to go in here and see what we see. Hopefully we can find a big one.
Didn't take too long, really. We started glassing and spotted a buck bedded down across the canyon.
We're locked in ready here, 565 yards, but this wind is so gusty in between gusts. I mean, we may be hitting 40-mile-an-hour gusts on some of this, so we've kind of glassed down here and looked. There's a place that we can get around this canyon right here and come up on a ridge right there and probably be about 250 yards from him, and that'll cut our distance in half and cut our wind in half too. So I think that's a lot safer bet for us on this shot. The distance is not a problem, but the wind is very much a problem. When it's gusting from 20 to 40, it's extremely tough.
We get into position, I get laid down. We're less than 300 yards from this buck, but the only problem is he's bedded down looking right at us, and we have got to let him stand up in order to take a shot. So after laying there over an hour, I had everything calculated in my head on what I was going to do with the wind on this buck. You know, it's not a long shot, but the wind is ripping it across there. And I'm thinking, okay, when he stands up, I'm going to give him 4 or 5 inches of wind. Okay, that's easy enough. But when he stands up, I forgot all about it. And he's standing up. Forgot to hold the wind. I'm human, I'm sorry. I squeeze the shot off, it hits off to the side. I immediately cycle another round, get back on him, and put him down.
Big old dude stood up, shot him straight on. He made a little low loop. I put another bullet in him. Down he went. Awesome hunt out here. We have closed the casket. All right.
There he is, right there. Fun hunt here in eastern Montana.
Man, it was an awesome time here with our good buddies Bubba, Carrie, and Cole. We're hunting Cole's ranch. They really took care of us, and the McQuarter took care of this old buck, and he didn't go nowhere. Awesome hunt here in eastern Montana. Can't thank these guys enough, man. I really appreciate the chance to get to come and hunt a little bit. So awesome time here.